What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Morning Brew podcast. This week, I'm joined by my friend Kaz. You may know her on social media as Kaz, the Queen of Glitter, and she is a professional cosplayer. Today, I'm interviewing her about cosplay and how she built her platform. It's a really fun interview, and it was such a great time to catch up with her. I will say in advance, I am working with some slightly different recording equipment this week, so please bear with me through the technical difficulties. I do hope to get it sorted out by the next episode, but without further ado, I hope you enjoy this conversation with Kaz.
Okay.
It's been so long. How are you?
I'm so good. It's good to see you.
You too. I don't know why I was expecting you to show up in like a princess outfit. And then I was like, oh no, I'm gonna be so underdressed.
No, that's why I asked if this is mostly just recorded audio or if there was a visual component, I would have dressed up, but
Right, yeah,
no.
just audio. I'm like, I don't dress up for this.
That's great. It's very comfortable for me.
Okay, so I was thinking we could start with a little tell me about yourself. So if you want to talk about what's your name, where are you from, that kind of stuff.
Right. Okay, my name is Kaz. I am from the Bay Area, originally Michigan, but most of my life Bay Area, California. And now I live in Los Angeles, and I'm a cosplayer and content creator and many other odd jobs to make all that work.
Yeah, what are you up to these days?
Well, I work as a server, sometimes bartender, at a little tavern in Burbank, and I also do princess parties on the weekends. And then I also manage social media for a headshot photographer. And
Oh,
then
that's super cool.
sometimes, yeah, it's, which all happened because I did headshots with her and she was like, I need someone to do my social media. And I was like, I do that a lot. So it's been great.
Oh, great. When you say tavern, do you mean like a proper like elf? I don't know. You say tavern, I think elf.
I wish it were more fantasy themed. It's definitely fantasy coded. Like all the walls are made of dark wood and we have a ghost. So,
A ghost? A real one?
yes, a real
Wait,
ghost.
tell me about this ghost. That's kind of cool.
We call him Carl. Who knows if that's actually his name? But he's a pretty chill ghost. The last place I worked was way more haunted by some scary ghosts. But this bar, he mostly just like will turn off lights, turn off the music if he doesn't like it. Some people have seen him. I haven't personally, and I like to keep it that way.
Okay.
But the bartender has seen him walk across the room. One of our regulars saw him walk across the room late at night, like 1 a.m, and the boss has seen him. The only thing I've personally experienced is I'll put cups up on the counter and then they'll just move.
No
There's
way.
no water, no nothing, just a little.
That's
Yeah.
so crazy.
So
I'd be so scared.
I would be scared if the energy weren't just like positive. So I think Carl's a good guy, and I don't know how aware he really is of us being there.
Okay. So we think Carl is like a good ghost, not a malicious
Yeah.
ghost.
No malicious intent at all.
He's probably just serving himself a drink.
Yeah, exactly. In the other realm.
Okay.
Yeah, no. There is another place I worked at, which was like a wizarding experience before it was an Alice in Wonderland experience.
Oh, that's
And
sick.
it was super, super haunted. There was a lady who was like a, I don't know, ghost whisperer who like overheard my friend talking about how haunted it was and came to the establishment. And she was like, there's basically a ghost for every piece of thrifted furniture in this room.
Wow.
So, yeah, that place was spooky.
I need someone like that to walk through any houses that I end up touring in my future because I don't want to buy a property that's haunted by any kind of ghost.
Oh, yeah, that is my biggest fear. Absolutely.
Yeah, if there's a ghost in the house, it's their house now. I don't need to buy it.
Yeah, I feel like just like I love the style of like older homes, but if it was built 100 years ago, there's a ghost. I'm sorry. It's just more likely than not there's a ghost in the house.
I agree. Absolutely. The Winchester Mystery House. Did you go there a lot
I
when
I
you lived there?
did. Yeah, but they
Okay.
kind of, I remember either Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures went, and it didn't seem like it was actually haunted. Um, but that is just a creepy place in general.
Yeah, just the history behind it, and then just the doors that go to nothing, or doors that lead you out the like second floor. That's just
Yeah, no.
trippy, even if it's haunted or not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Bay Area, we used to work together like 10 plus years ago, I think at this point. And so since then, you now have almost 119,000 followers on TikTok and almost 23,000 on Instagram. Tell me about that. Is there any like one video or thing that you did that helped with that?
Um, I think mostly it has to do with like uh just always, what do they say? Trying to think of there's a specific phrase that's like basically just means always putting out like good content, and it's just a matter of like time and luck, but
Mhm.
having like a backlog of like examples for why someone should follow you, because like one viral video doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get a bunch of followers if it has nothing to do with the rest of what you post.
Right,
So
right.
I think just like hard work, time, and patience is the way that you have to go about it, which is like really hard at first. But definitely the video that finally got me like over 10K on Instagram, which Instagram is like the hardest platform to grow on, was my video I made of my friend Jessie of the two Ariels together right before the live action movie came out. And that was really special because like I just love that message was really important for me. So that was a video that went like, I think I had like 16 million views or something.
Oh wow.
Um, I don't know if it did that number on Instagram, but it definitely did on TikTok or even more. I don't know, but that video for sure helped kind of push me up over the edge. And once you get over a certain number of subscribers, it's easier to keep it growing. It's always like your first 5K is going to be like the hardest that you ever
Mhm.
get. And then from there getting to 10K. And then I feel like once I got to 10K, I was able to pretty much kind of keep it going to a certain extent. But it was really hard when the strike happened because I decided to stand in solidarity with SAG and not post anything to do with basically anything, movie or
Right, like
animation
any
or TV show related.
like licensed things.
So basically everything that I do, I couldn't do. So that was really difficult for sure.
I mean, you've been doing this for so long because even when we worked at summer camp for the dress up days, your costumes were always so hardcore. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I'm always so excited every time I see something different that you post because I'm like, wow, I remember Kaz at camp.
It is so funny because some of those costumes were like my first time ever cosplaying those characters, and they were very much made with hot glue and a dream, which honestly they still are, but I just know how to do it better now.
Oh my god, summer camp debut for your outfits. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So funny. That
No,
was
that's
great.
too
I
cool.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, how does it feel to be verified on these different platforms?
I mean, I will tell you, I pay to be verified because
Ah.
you have to now. Thank you, Meta. Um,
That's right. I forgot.
yeah.
Okay.
And I mostly did it because I was really worried about people trying to pretend that they were me, is like
Mhm.
a big
Okay.
fear. So and also I heard that it would maybe help me too with like the Instagram algorithm, and I think it really has, which is like obnoxious because it shouldn't be pay to play. But
Right, I agree. Mhm.
big companies are always trying to profit off of people, so just kind of the way that social media is going is they're going to try to keep making people pay for views and stuff,
Yeah,
which I mean it only helps so much, I'm sure, but like I'm sure it's a factor. Like they're like, "Oh, you pay for this? We're going to help you out a little bit more, push you a little bit more on the algorithm.
I definitely had a few friends send me your recent Scooby-Doo Renaissance Fair
Oh.
reel. And they're just like people that I met randomly at different conventions or something, and they're sending me these reels, and I was scrolling through them, and I was like, "Wait a minute, that's my friend! Like, I know her."
That's so wild.
No, it was definitely fun for sure. I was like, "That's super cool that to have that out there." How long did that costume take?
You know what's funny is that took no time at all because those
Really?
were all pieces that I already had.
Oh, okay. See, this is where I'm intrigued because the creative process is really cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love specifically for that. I love Scooby Doo. It's one of my favorite like franchises of all time. I've always loved it. And last year, me and my friend Amber, Critique Geek, who's a collaborator with me on many projects, we were like, we got to do Daphne and Velma for the Ren Fair at some point because she got this great orange like bodice
Oh,
from
nice.
this really cute shop at the Corona Ren Fair, and so it was just kind of something on the back burner. And then we figured out what day we were gonna do that. It was the day that Ryan, my fiance, was gonna actually come to his first Ren Fair, and so I was like, well, perfect. He can be Fred because he also loves Scooby Doo. So getting him to dress up, it's like I have to bribe him sometimes, but he likes Fred, so he's like, yeah, sure. And then I literally styled my friend Camila's outfit as Scooby that morning from stuff that I had, which luckily I'd already made a Scooby Doo collar years ago for another Scooby Doo outfit. Normal things. And then yeah, Amber's roommate Adrian was Shaggy, and it just all came together. So it's
No,
just yeah.
that's super cool. That's really fun that you got your fiance involved.
Yeah, he's definitely been more involved this year, I feel like. Just because I've been wanting to do, and I have another cosplay that's coming soon that I want to do all the Disney princess like wedding dresses because I'm getting married this year. So our
That would be
next
so
one will
sick.
be soon. Yeah. We did Prince Charming and Cinderella first, and then we'll see. I'm like running out of time, but there's at least three more that I'd like to try and accomplish.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Do people recognize you at these events when you go out to them? Like, does anyone ever stop you, like, oh my God, are you Kaz, the Queen of Glitter?
Um, Actually, yes, which is like a new thing that has been happening. I feel like this year more than previous years. And it's like so cool because I also like, I don't think of like myself as being really perceived on the internet, even though like I do have a following, but like relative to other people's followings, it is still pretty small. So like when someone does recognize me, it makes me so happy. Like, and I just always like want to be kind to people who have the courage to like come up and introduce themselves because that can be a really scary thing to do.
Right? What if you get it wrong?
And
What if it's not you?
I know that, I mean,
That's
I'm
my
sure
fear.
that I'm sure that could happen too. But yeah, it was really sweet. I think thinking specifically at Disney Channel night, there was a girl who came up and asked to take a picture with me, and I just presumed it's because she liked my Mal dress, and then she told me that she's been following me since COVID when I like first started just posting like outfit reels and trying to figure out social media really, and it was just really like it was really special to like be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for following me for such a long time. Like you've seen everything. So
That's so
yeah,
cool.
it's very cool when that happens.
Definitely. So let's break down cosplay for people that don't know what is cosplay.
I will say cosplay is creating outfits or costumes inspired by your favorite characters, things, a lot of movies, TV shows, anime. But honestly, like cosplay can be, I'm deciding to dress up like a cup. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't necessarily have to be a person that you're emulating. That's what's, I just think it's so cool and fun. And there's some people who are like, oh, try to look as exact as the character as possible. But I personally love taking a fresh take on something or making a character your own. And I believe cosplay is for everybody. No matter who you are, you can cosplay.
Yeah, that's so cool. I remember a while ago, like Disney bounding was a big thing where you like, it's not exactly matching the outfit, but like taking the
Hmm.
color scheme or something from a character and dressing like modern day, but with that scheme. Does that kind of in your mind fall in the same category as cosplay?
So in the traditional form of Disney bounding is not cosplay because it's just like normal clothing
Right.
that is inspired by your favorite character, your favorite Disney character. So, like when I go to the parks, I love to Disney bound, which I also like. I find Disney bounding so fun because you get to be so creative in reinterpreting the traditional like silhouette of like Cinderella's ball gown, let's say. And it's like, well, I'm gonna wear an outfit inspired by her, so I'm gonna wear like a white puffy sleeve top and a blue skirt, and maybe I'll wear, some butterflies in my hair because I'm thinking about the live action Cinderella movie, and it's really cool because everyone can have their own take. But especially from where Disney bounding was created, it was distinctly not cosplay because you are not dressing directly as the character, and Disney has very strict guidelines about what you
Right.
can and
You
cannot wear as an adult.
That's right. You're not supposed to dress up in Disney, right?
No, which except for special events, which is why I go to all
Okay.
the special events because it's really fun to cosplay
Right.
at Disney when it is allowed.
Gotcha. And it definitely makes sense. It's like a safety thing, right? So like random
Oh
people
yeah.
dress up aren't just approaching your children.
I mean, they are absolutely right for that, especially with like how good cosplayers are. Like, it would be very confusing for children, and also like if someone has a bad interaction with someone they think is Belle, that's really bad for the Disney brand.
Right.
So
Right.
they're very rightful in their rules. I have no
Right.
problem with
Well,
them.
themed nights though, those sound awesome.
They are really fun. Some of them are better than others, I will say. Some of them are like mismanaged or oversold, but the ones that you can always bet on for me, for certain, Oogie Boogie Bash. That
Oh,
is like their best event all year round.
that
So
sounds
good.
awesome. I'm assuming
It's
this is like a
got,
Halloween event.
yeah,
The
Halloween,
best time.
and the thing, it used to be such a good deal because it was so much cheaper. Like when I first went to Oogie Boogie Bash, when it was Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party,
Okay.
like 8 years ago or whatever. Because that it was a great deal because there's like no lines for rides. So like if you're not a general pass holder, you can hit so many rides when you get in early, and then you have all these special event character meet and greets. Specifically Oogie Boogie Bash, you can also trick or treat for Halloween candy.
Oh,
So
yes.
yeah, there's trick or treat trails, and then you go meet like all the villains, and they always announce like crazy villain characters that we haven't seen before. Like we got Madame Mim, and
Oh,
like
okay.
yeah, it's
Old school
that
reference.
that event is definitely the best run out of all of them, I would say. Yeah,
Okay, that sounds awesome. Definitely. Well,
10 out of 10 recommend.
okay. I might have to go one year. How long have you been cosplaying for?
It's I feel like I only really officially started considering myself a cosplayer like in the midst of 2020
Okay.
because I mean I've been, as what we've said, I've been dressing up in costumes for years, really. um, any opportunity, I've always loved a costume, and I used to do like 8 different costumes for Halloween, find all the events to make a different costume for. But it wasn't until I really got more online that I feel like I started putting together more looks and kind of like posting that as cosplay. And I really did start more Disney bounding, and then I really went full on into cosplay. And my 31 days of Halloween, which was 13 days last year because, oh my God, 31 days is horrifying to do, really. But yeah, so I don't know. I'd say about 4 years, seriously, but in actuality, my whole life.
I get that. I get that. Do you make all of your costumes?
I don't make everything. Um, if I were to make everything, I wouldn't have as good of an output as
I
I
get that
currently
too.
do. Just like would not be physically possible. A lot of things I'll put together. and like kind of be crafty with. So getting things from Goodwill and transforming them, um, even like big ball gowns and stuff. I'd rather start from having a bit of a base than making something from scratch. I have made things from scratch fully as well, but it's so hard and it takes so much
It
time.
seems so
And
time consuming.
I am so in awe. Like, I have some friends that are like the most amazing seamstresses, and I'm like, I do not know how y'all do it because I can make it look good on the outside, but the inside is going to look like absolute trash, truly.
It's just duct tape and Velcro.
Yeah, that's why I said a dream and not glue gun. So, yeah, but
That's the way to go.
I try to make as much as I can, and then especially if I have a busy time coming up, though, I'll be I just went to Disneyland Pride Night, and originally I was like, oh, I'll make my Rosetta costume, and then as I was realizing all the other projects I had lined up in April, June, I was like, there's no way in hell. So I ordered that costume, which I still like. I think it turned out okay, but I would have loved to have made a corset because the costume just didn't really have any boning in it. But say la vie, all the videos performing really well, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, especially if I'm like, okay, what is the cost benefit analysis of me
Right.
making this versus me just buying it? And normally I like to make it because I like to show that process and make a fun video of making it too, but you can't make them all, you know?
Right. Yeah, that kind of leads into my next question. How expensive is cosplay to maintain? Because I know a lot of people that, like make everything from scratch. I'm like, girl, how much did it cost to buy like a gallon of feathers and all this glue?
It's so expensive. I like I don't recommend anyone get into this hobby really if you do not want to spend $100 on hot glue a year. It is so not cheap. But there are ways that you can, make it cheaper for yourself. Like, again, thrift. That's why like thrifting pieces and transforming them definitely helps. Sometimes you do buy just the cheaper costume, as opposed to the really nice costume. It's kind of like cost benefit analysis, but it's very expensive. Yeah, it really
They
is.
look really cool though.
Thank you. And then the thing that's like, oh God, you spend all these hours, all this time, all this money, you get it done, you post it, you go to the event, and then you're like, all right, now it goes back into the box with all the other
Right.
projects.
Yes, there's a Halloween party that I go to every year, and that's like the closest to cosplay I think I've come because you want to like the goal is to pick a character that's like not sexy and make it a sexy
I
outfit.
love that.
And
I
so
love
like
that.
one of I'll send you pictures later because they're kind of risque, but I did like uh Magic Mike Wazowski was one of the little twists that I did a year or two ago. And then I just did a Tweedledee and Tweedledum, but like the slutty girl version. And so that's like the closest I come to, but truly what you're saying of like wear it literally once, take the photos, and then it's like, okay, back in the closet you go.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate side, but that's amazing. You
Thank
probably
you,
know
thank you.
because you've seen my content that I do love taking a character that is not sexy and making them sexy.
I think
I
it's
find
so
it
funny. The number of accounts that are just devoted to like the Lorax, but giving him a raging six pack and like stilettos. I'm like, yes,
it's
that's what I want.
incredible. I It's just so silly. It's like because also like there is a side of cosplay where it is like very sexy, which like go off queens, but couldn't be me because that's just like not my that's not my vibe. It's not my personality.
Okay, okay. Um, do you have a favorite show or series that you like to cosplay?
Ooh, I mean, there's a lot that I've done. I think, like, in terms of coming back to things, right now, it's like the stepsisters from Cinderella
Okay.
because, like, it's so funny. It's just, whenever Amber and I do the stepsisters, like, especially when we are at Disneyland, people truly think that we are them. And they're just so fun to do because they're so horrible and chaotic. And we just have styled them in so many different ways. So it's just, we actually have a video that we made of them on vacation that will be edited and out soon. But yeah, I think in terms of coming back, probably the stepsisters is my favorite to do. But yeah, I don't know. I again, like Scooby Doo is one of my favorite shows and franchises of all time, so I always would love a Scooby Doo cosplay. Um, and I also love Anastasia. She's like my favorite princess. So anytime I get to do an Anastasia look, I really like. And I also feel like she's actually a character that like I look a good enough amount like that it just usually hits, you know?
Well, those are good ones too. Do you have, I don't know if this is a different answer, but which one is the biggest hit with your fans?
Oh, let's see. I mean, I think just in general, when I do Disney princess stuff, it always, for the most part, will perform well. But yeah, I think it's that mix of whenever I can mix comedy, just in general, like something I really realized this year, whenever I can use thing like my own comedic skills and incorporate that with either, fabulous dresses or beloved classics, that's usually a good bet. So definitely like Disney, which I do a lot of, is always gonna perform well. Some of the more obscure things are really just for myself. Um, but also I will say like all the Has Been Hotel stuff did pretty good because it's just something that was like it was basically the cosplay of WonderCon. We saw so many other Has Been Hotel cosplayers when we were there, and that was a cosplay I made in 2 days. Um, because very chaotically decided I was going to do an extra cosplay on Saturday, and
Oh no.
yeah, I don't recommend that either. But we made it work.
Have you had any like memorable interactions while you're in character?
Ooh, no, I mean, so like when I'm like at cons and stuff, I'm not so much like in character, I will say. When I'm at birthday parties, like portraying characters, I've had very funny interactions with children because they ask you the most unhinged questions.
Oh
Um,
boy.
like I think it's so funny. This is like such a random character, but I've discovered that I actually love being Jessie from Toy Story because the children love her so much, and like she's just like such a good time to play, even though she like doesn't really have a southern accent in the movies. I play her with a southern accent because she kind of has a twang. So like those interactions are always really sweet. But yeah, I don't think like in cosplay I really have interactions with people except for like when people come up and like compliment it. Like that's always really sweet. Um, and I like just meeting new people and talking to people like other cosplayers and you know, like one of my favorite things about going to Disneyland or going to a con is like you just get to be like, hey, you look really nice today. Like I love your outfit. Like that energy where it's like you're in a space where you're like, okay, I'm with my people. Like that's probably the top tier.
Gonna ask too is what's your favorite thing about cosplay? Is it being with other people?
Um, it's not that because so much of what I do is like actually by myself or like with a handful of friends. Um, for me, it's that I love, I just love dressing up. Like that's at the end of the day, I just always love playing dress up, and that's basically what cosplay is. And I really love that people, the things that I make could bring people joy. Like that at the end of the day is like what are my goals for my life? I would love to leave the world a better place and spread like kindness and joy to folks. Like so that when I get messages from people that are like, I love seeing your videos, like this makes my day every day, or I was having a really hard day and then I saw this, like that really touches my heart. And that's why I love to do it.
Oh, that's so sweet. This is my last question. No pressure. If you had to pick a character for me to cosplay based on vibes and looks, who would you pick?
Hmm. Well, see, I would want to know like what your personal interests are because I feel like choosing a character, it's like the more that you love something, the more fun like you're gonna have doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so like, can you tell me some of your favorite like TV shows or movies or like,
Ooh, yes. Love Marvel. Love like
okay,
fantasy things like Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Harry Potter. I like music. I play the drums. I do art on the side, so I like to make spray paint photos. I love Converse. Not that that has anything to do with it, but sometimes
it
you know a
could.
person based on their shoe, and I'm a Converse girly.
Okay, that you saying that you play the drums, I would be like, oh, you should definitely do a cosplay of someone who is a drummer because that would be so sick to like actually be able to do that in a video. So my first thought is the Hex Girls from Scooby Doo. Like
Oh,
there's
dude.
I don't know if you remember like
Yes.
the drummer in the green
Of
outfit with the
course
pink
I
hair, little blonde
remember the
hair,
Hex
pigtails.
Girls. Dude, I always aspired to be the main girl from the Hex Girls with the black and the red
Oh,
hair. Oh
Thorn.
my
I
god. I
know.
could
I'm
never,
obsessed.
but she's
I love
fire.
her. Yeah, that's absolute vibes. Goth vibes for sure.
Oh, love that. I feel so honored that you said that. Oh my god. I used to trace the TV. Like I would put paper on the TV and like trace pictures of them so I could have
Oh
Hex
my
Girls like
gosh.
posters for the bedroom. When I was like 7 or 8 probably. I was like, "Yes, the Hex Girls are my girls."
Genius. They are icons, you know? They live rent free in my head, absolutely.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder if it is. They do have many appearances. Um, in the Vampire Rock movie, they're there. They first appear in Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost, of course. Which like the Witch's Ghost came out like in that zombie island era, which where the Scooby Doo films were just like
Mhm.
peak terrifying. So it scared me as a kid, but now I'm like, this is quite good. Um, and actually, in one of the newer Scooby Doo series, Mystery Incorporated, there's an episode where the Hex Girls are on, and Daphne actually performs with them.
Oh.
I don't know if you've seen this, but it's her Daphne's like performance outfit, and then they give like the Hex Girls all new like multiple outfits in that episode too. Incredible. Been on my cosplay list for a long time, and I think we're gonna make it happen for Halloween possibly. So yeah, the Hex Girls. I have way too much knowledge of them.
You can never go wrong with the Hex Girls.
Absolutely agree.
Thank you so much, Kaz. This has been so fun to catch up with you. That's all for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this conversation with Kaz, be sure to go and follow her on all of her socials. I'll link them below. As always, share this podcast with a friend, and be sure to tune in next time because I'm going to do another interview with a really cool person in a band. I'm super excited about this one, and I really hope you'll enjoy it. So, until next time, I hope you guys have a good one.